Hello and welcome to Halftime Live, and it's the final halftime live of the season as West Ham lead Stoke City 1-0 as we look to go into the Europa League. Well, we'll go fifth, at least until the Man United game gets played at some point after it was abandoned. I'm Gio from Hammers Chat. I've got Gonzo and Charlie with me. Gonzo, team news at the start, Payet was out. It's turned out to be a bit of a silver lining though, hasn't it? Because it's meant Antonio's gone forward.
Yeah, absolutely. It leaves leaves it begging the question, why has he been playing at right back? Which is a question we've all been asking for some time, really. Last night I went to a dinner, an evening with Tony Gale, Phil Parkes, and Alan Devonshire, and which was excellent, by the way. And they were all saying the same thing. They didn't know why Antonio was at right back, but he's such a good player. How much money he'd be worth now is anyone's guess.
Charlie, he's been the major difference. Not just his goal. Let's take away his goal. He's still been a massive influence on this first half at Britannia, hasn't he?
Yeah, and what's kind of been a silver lining as well is the fact that he's been playing so often at right back means that I think people aren't 100% sure how to deal with him. To be fair, I'm not 100% sure how to deal with him. He just sort of runs at you and is almost impossible to stop. He has just an unbelievable work rate, which is priceless in my opinion.
Well, the other silver lining with Dimitri Payet not playing, maybe controversial, is his corner kicks. We finally have a corner kick taker that's beating the first man. We got one corner, in it went, into the middle of the 18-yarder, got knocked down by Reed. But Gonzo, what a finish by Antonio. He made that look a lot easier than it was, didn't he?
It was fantastic. It was Reed, wasn't it? Nodded it back in, taken down his chest, turned in one movement, shielded himself from the defender, turned and hit that low shot. It was a smashing goal. It was really good goal.
Charlie, that goal impressed you as well? I mean, like Gonzo just said, he shielded defenders, but you've got to remember, this is Stoke City defenders who 5 seconds prior to that was just getting told by the referee off for wrestling. If there's any team that's difficult to hold off and defensively, it's Stoke City, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got so many people in that box who are so capable of heading, like Andy Carroll, Ogbonna, Chekiate, so many. Like, you physically cannot pick them all up. And although Antonio has scored so many headers this season, just no one seemed to be able to react with the same pace he did. And to get the ball down, control it, turn and put it in the net in that small space is fantastic. And it was a fantastic goal.
It was a well-deserved goal, though, wasn't it, Gonzo? I mean, we've been having a bit of fun in the sun over at Stoke today, haven't we? The stuff we've played today has been just as good as I've seen all season, I think, in terms of the style.
Oh, it's been party time. We thought they might be on their holidays, but they've been at it. They've been trying, Stoke. There's no doubt about it. But we have been very good. It's party time for us. Actually, talking about party time, whoever's done that pitch, I don't know, I think Banksy must have come on and done the lines on the pitch or so. It looks like party time there. They've got a party tablecloth on there, but it is absolutely amazing. And I'm watching it, almost not wanting the season to end. A little bit of reflection back on the Swansea game. What ifs? But what a good team we are. Just back on the Payet thing. I think it's Payet. I think Payet could have been missing. I think Lanzini could have been missing. I just think away from home, maybe those two together, it's actually perhaps better to have one more industrious player in away from home. At home, Payet and Lanzini, two sort of silky players. But this time you've got the extra industry. But I mean, we have been all over them in answer to your question, and we look very good.
I was a little bit worried because not long ago I did say I would have Lanzini on my team sheet ahead of Payet, and everybody said, "What are you talking about?" Today I thought, please do not let me down Lanzini, but we'll speak about him in a minute. But I think he's been different class today. Charlie, Sacco really should have made it 2-0, shouldn't he? But what a pass from the man we've just been talking about, Antonio. Could that pass have been any better? Pace, the right height over the Stoke defender's head by millimetres onto Sacco's chest. Bit of a poor finish. Is that why we need a new striker, Charlie?
Possibly. It was difficult to take, but it was during that period where we were just completely all over them. Stoke's defence looked like me being in defence. It was just awful. They were stray passes all over the shop. They looked nervous. They looked scared. And again, it's that thing about we've got so many people just bombing forward at them that they really didn't know how to deal with it. Should it be 2? Yes, but there's other chances where it should have gone in as well. Really, you look at that half in general, we should be maybe 2, maybe 3 up. And I think that's been a sort of running theme throughout a lot of games, especially recently, where we're going to go, well, maybe we should be actually further ahead than we are. But Sacco should have, and I think he knew he should have done better there, because he did look quite disappointed when the camera zoomed in on him.
Yeah, all he has to do is look at our goal, and you'll see someone taking down on the chest and finishing it, and that's what he should have done. I think it was a poorer miss than it people think. Gonzo, should we be more in two? We should be more in 2-up, but are you worried that we're not yet? Were you thinking, we've seen a game of two halves so often in Premier League, so often involving our own team as well. Are you worried that we're not 2-up?
No, not really. No, I mean, we're doing another show afterwards, so this will come and bite me on the arse, won't it, if I get this wrong. But what I will say is, and I thought in the first half, there's only one winner here, and it looks like us. When Kiate came through, that was another. He did so well, but he sort of almost tried to overpower the ball. He skipped past a couple, and it was a ferocious ball, and I think maybe a bit more composure to pick someone out. On the striker front, undoubtedly, we need more pace. It's been quite evident, and we've seen lots of him. We've seen him live and on the telly. Sacco is half a yard too slow of being that top striker. He's positionally very good. He takes up good positions in the box. But if we can get somebody who is a little bit more round as a player, but very, very quick, then we are going to be such a good team. And also, I just want to say on the right back, Tompkins, he does all right, and everybody's been saying he should just play there anyway. He's done all right at right back,
I think he's done better than all right. He's kept Arnautovic out of the game, and although the ball hasn't been over there, that's because Tompkins is standing next to him all the whole time, stopping that channel. And there's a couple of crosses that went, and you see Tompkins barge into him, although he was a few yards off the ball. He stood in his way saying, "You're not going for that. Randolph's getting that, and you're standing right here beside me." I think Tompkins is doing fantastic there. Charlie, would you make any changes at half-time? Are you saying Bilic leave it as it is for as long as possible? A bit like he did at Man U. I think Bilic only did changes against Man U for the sake of it almost, because they were so late on in the game. Are you thinking he does the same here, or are you hoping he does what he did against Man U, I suppose, and puts Obiang in and just closes the game up eventually and just plays the passing game?
I think the second of the two. If we had youth players on the bench, I would have liked to have seen them introduced as a sort of final season thing, but unfortunately we don't. So I think we leave it for a while because it's clearly working, and the people who we have on the pitch in those forward positions at the moment, and Noble and Kiate, have that work rate to keep it up for now. I see some changes. I would like to see Obiang come in, like you say, just to sort of close it out a little bit, get the passing game just a bit more on point, just to keep possession and keep them out. But I would like to see that maybe as late as we can push it, really.
Because let's talk about the centre midfielder we said. Can you mention Kiate's burst there? Him and Noble have been fantastic in there today, haven't they? They've just been clicking like that today. They've got it. They're on the same wavelength completely, and it's almost like they're doing the passing without even looking up. They just know where each other are, aren't they?
Well, he's stepped up a level, Noble, this season. He really has. Kiate, wouldn't swap him for anyone. And quite the opposite to you guys. I don't want to see Obiang come on because I think he's a level below those two. I don't think Obiang will come on and improve the passing at all. I think he's okay. I think he's a 6 out of 10 at most things, and I don't think he's even that good defensively that he will shore everything up. No, I mean, anybody that we bring on now is going to lessen the quality of the 11 that are on the pitch. So as long as they're fit and willing, then that's going to be great. But in terms of everybody being fit, I think we've got to watch out a little bit because they've got a little nasty streak about them, Stoke. That they're not in a game and they're getting a bit spiteful because of it. When you saw that thing with Glenn Whelan, the referee, he got in the way of the ball and the ball bounced off the ref, and he was clearly really irritated by it, and he thought he would take that out, and he basically hacked down Lanzini, and then he's jumped up and basically started pointing his finger at the referee going, "It was your fault." He was basically saying, "Well, I had to hack him down because the ball bounced off you and you didn't know anything about it." I'll tell you what, it's instances like that where the referees have to go, "Don't back chat me, son, give him a cut." But the fella, the £18 million fella, he's hacking people as well, and I'd be lucky if we don't get, if we keep 11 men on the pitch of ourselves that are, without an injury, that they're hacking us. Hatch it, boys.
Well, that's very condemning words there from Gozo. Charlie, are you worried about that? I think Stoke will tail off in the second half as long as we keep playing the way we have. I think they'll think we've only got half an hour of the season left. We're not winning this game. Let's just, give up a wee bit. Or are you a bit like Gonzo and worried that they are going to chop us down?
I'm constantly worried Glenn Whelan's going to chop someone down, but I agree with you in the fact that they will tail off at some point, and I think that I don't think they've got the drive to continue pushing for 45 minutes when they're 1-0 down on the last game of the season to get really nothing out of the game. It really doesn't mean that much to them. I do agree with Gonzo though that Glenn Whelan especially does have a very tetchy side, and that incident especially, I'm surprised he didn't get a card, because not only did he do it, then backchat the ref, he started walking away, the ref called him back across, and then he continued to backchat the ref. So I'm a bit surprised he didn't get a yellow card then. I think he probably would have if the ref hadn't touched it before and maybe felt a little bit culpable for the situation.
I'm not overly fussed about Stoke's temperamental. I think our own team have got a wee bit of it as well. We're not dirty like Stoke, but anytime we give away a free kick, Mark Noble's barking at the referee there, waving his arms around. Even sometimes we've seen Mark Noble be 3 yards away from the ball, and 3 seconds later he still argues with the referee for giving the free kick. So we're not all innocent ourselves, and I think Stoke will be picking on the wrong animal today. I think we're fired up for this. All you have to do is look at Andy Carroll in the box for corners. He looks like he's going to take someone's head off at some point if someone pushes him the wrong way. Gonzo, are you confident for the rest of the half? Give us a score prediction for the end.
The score prediction for the end: Newcastle United 7, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Very good. Charlie, are you confident that we're going to see this out and go back to London 5th?
Yeah, I think if we carry on the way we are, and like I said, if we see Obiang, and not that I think he's so much better than everyone else, but just in that sheer numbers thing, I think we could win this quite easy. I think 2-0 is probably going to be the final score.
Well, I said 3-1 in the preview. I'm going to stick to that. I think we could have had 3 already. We'll be back, as Gonzo said earlier on the show, with the review straight after full time. We'll be up 20 minutes after full time or something. Do join us on our free forum at hammerschat.boards.net. If you want an instant match report and player analysis, pop on the Info straight after the full time whistle while you're waiting for us to do our review show, obviously. But do make sure you subscribe. We're very, very close to 1,500 subscribers. We're just 2 off last time I checked, so make sure you hit that subscription button. But thank you very much for joining us at halftime, and hopefully West Ham can see out the win and go 5th in the Premier League.